In 921 AD, a man in a silk robe stepped into a world of nightmares. Ahmad ibn Fadlan wasn't a warrior, he was a high-ranking diplomat from the glittering libraries of Baghdad. He was sent to the frozen north on a diplomatic mission, but what he found was so shocking, so visceral, that his diary remains our most terrifying window into the Viking Age. This is the true story of the man who saw what no one else dared to record. When Ibn Fadlan reached the Volga River, he encountered the Rus, the Eastern Vikings. His first impression? Absoluta, he called them tall as palm trees, with skin as white as ivory and bodies covered from fingernail to neck in dark green tattoos of ancient trees and battle symbols. Every man carried a massive axe and a Frankish sword, but then the smell hit him. To a man who bathed 5 times a day for prayer, the Vikings were the filthiest of God's creatures. He watched in horror as a dozen warriors washed their faces in the same bowl of water, spitting and coughing into it before passing it on. But the deeper he went, the darker it got. Ibn Fadlan is the only person in history to give an eyewitness account of a Viking ship burial. When a chieftain died, the Vikings didn't just bury him, they held a 10-day festival of intoxication and blood. He watched as a slave girl volunteered to join her master in the afterlife. On the final day, amidst the rhythmic beating of shields to drown out her screams, an old woman known as the Angel of Death performed a ritual sacrifice that haunted Ibn Fadlan for the rest of his life. The longship was packed with slaughtered horses, weapons, and gold, and then set ablaze a floating pyre carrying the dead into the mists of Valhalla. As they pushed further north, the laws of nature began to break. Ibn Fadlan writes with genuine panic about the midnight sun. In the height of summer, the sun never fully set. For a Muslim diplomat, this was a theological crisis. How do you pray the evening prayer when the sun is still up? How do you fast when the day never ends? He had to invent new ways to track time, measuring the night by the speed at which a man could boil a pot of meat. Ibn Fadlan eventually returned to the safety of Baghdad, but he brought back a ghost. His journals were lost for 1,000 years, only to be rediscovered in the 1920s. Without this one Arab scholar's sharp eye and shivering pen, the most iconic details of Viking culture, the tattoos, the ship fires, the brutal beauty of the north would have vanished forever.